Welcome to Breslov Insights. We're reading Rebbe Nachman's advice. We're on thoughts and fantasies. 8. Many people experience very strong mental distractions while they are trying to pray. These can be immoral fantasies or even thoughts of idolatrous worship. There are even cases where people see vivid images of idolatrous objects, or else they experience overwhelming temptations the very moment that they stand up to pray. They try to push the thoughts out, but their minds out of their minds by tossing their heads from side to side. But the harder they try, the more the thoughts press in. This is in the nature of thoughts like these. The more worked up you get about trying to push them out of your head, the more they insuate their way in. The best way to deal with them is simply to ignore them, as if you were completely unconcerned. Refuse to listen. Carry on with what you are doing. Studying, praying, and working on whatever. Pay no attention to the thoughts or fantasies at all. Don't keep on looking round to see if they have gone away. Just carry on with what you are trying to do. In the end, they will go away of their own accord, but you should understand that this method is only a temporary measure. In the long term, the task is to sanctify and purify your mind. To achieve this, you must go to the tzaddikim to learn the paths of truth. Thoughts like these will then disappear completely. 9. If you allow yourself to be depressed about these kinds of thoughts, it simply feeds them with more fuel. It is not good being upset or afraid of them. Just don't pay any attention to them. Try and be cheerful. Elsewhere, we discussed the way to be happy always. Eventually these thoughts will disappear automatically. Don't keep on testing to see if they are still there. It won't help if you keep on turning around to look. Just don't pay attention to them at all. 10. The Torah distinguishes between the animals which are pure and those that are impure. The pure animals are the pure thoughts. The impure animals are the impure thoughts. The battle between the different thoughts in a person's mind is a battle between pure and the impure animals. Heaven allows them to carry on fighting because God has great pleasure when he sees a man struggling hard to defeat these wild animals. 11. The simple fact is that it is impossible for two thoughts to be in the mind at once and at the same time. It is therefore an easy matter to rid yourself of bad thoughts by being quite passive. Simply don't think them. Think something else instead. Think about Torah or devotion to God, or even about your work, and so on. If you just turn your mind into something else, the bad thoughts and fantasies will go away automatically. 12. Thought is a very elevated level. One who wishes to think only thoughts of holiness and ascend to the world of thought must be completely silent. Even saying something good and noble will spoil the thought. But even when a person is completely silent, there are still many distractions which confuse the mind. He still has to purify his thoughts. The way to do this is through hearing and telling stories of the tzaddikim. 13. Sexual fantasies are the prime source of all impurity. They are as strong as a source of pollution as a dead body. Charity gives some protection against these fantasies, but one should never rely on this and permits oneself to talk freely with women. One should say only what is essential. The merit of the charity he gives will then save him from harm. 14. There are certain fantasies which derive their strength from a particular klipa which is extraordinarily tough. It is very difficult to escape from them. Even if you try to shut your eyes, the thought appears wherever you turn. Charity gives protection against these thoughts. 15. Whenever you find bad thoughts and fantasies pressing on your mind, don't be depressed. Try extra hard to turn aside from them. The effort in itself is very precious and brings about a great tikkun. 16. A person's thoughts are in his power completely. He can turn them in whatever direction he wants. It may be that the times your thoughts run wild and fly to areas you ought to keep away from, it is still within your power to take them in hand, even against their will, and direct your thoughts to the true path. Thought is just like a horse, which turns aside from the road and tries to go in the wrong direction. The rider controls the horse with the bridle and forces it to go in the right direction. As soon as you see your thoughts pulling in the wrong direction, take them in hand and bring them back to the right direction. 17. It is impossible to form any conception of the preciousness of a good thoughts of Torah and devotion. Out of thoughts such as these, there are formed perfect objects which will exist for all time. From this alone, you can understand the true evil of unholy thoughts, God forbid. 18. You should aim for the level of ma. What? This means binding yourself in your thoughts to God at all times, in order to draw godliness over yourself. If you do this, all the battles and difficulties in your life will melt away and everything will go your way. The Hebrew word for thought is machshava, which bears the meaning of think. What? Chashav ma. That is to say, you must draw ma into your mind and bind your thoughts to God at all times. The gematria of ma is 40. Hey is 5 equals 45. This is equivalent to the gematria of the name of God when all the letters are written out in full. 19. You must be very careful about what you think. A thought can literally take on a life of its own. 20. Thought is a man's highest aspect. It is more elevated than vision, the sense of hearing, and in fact everything. With thought, it is possible to climb ever higher. This is why you must be so careful about what you think. 21. Sometimes a thought, a good idea, or a glimmer of perception can pass through your mind and shine there for a moment, then fly away again. It takes great strength to run after the thought and chase it until you can catch up with it. Thanks, and we'll continue tomorrow.